Have y'all seen this? Well, this should be interesting. Welcome to She Knows DNA. My name is Mia Bona, and I am a board-certified genetic counselor. What had happened was I was talking to my uncle a few months ago, and he was stating that he saw a pair of twins that had autism spectrum disorder. So then he asked the question of, how common is it that twins can both have autism? So you already know what time it is. Let's get into it. Also, shout out to my Uncle T-Dad for this topic. So I already know that I've made a video about autism, so here I'm going to insert the definition just to give you all a head start for those that have not watched the previous video. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, otherwise known as ASD, refers to a broad range of conditions categorized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication. What causes autism? Well, this is something that I consider multifactorial, meaning that there are some genetic factors and then there are also some environmental factors that all come together to make the perfect mixture in order to cause autism. Let's all remember that autism spectrum disorder is caused by a number of different factors, so we put it under the umbrella of multifactorial. And we do believe that genetics plays a part in that. Remember, whenever we talk about twins, there are two types. Identical twins have the exact same DNA because they started off as the same cell. And then as that cell continued to grow and multiply and divide all the things, it essentially split apart and then started to create two babies rather than one. For fraternal twins, on the other hand, they started off as their own embryo, their own egg, their own sperm that came together. So essentially, they are just two normal siblings that happen to share the womb at the same time. So I was able to look up a couple of research papers on this topic. When it came to identical twins, if there was one twin that was diagnosed with autism, then there was about a 60 to 90% chance that the second identical twin would also have autism. When it comes to fraternal twins, if the twins are the same sex, then the chance of the other twin being diagnosed with autism as well was around 34%. If the fraternal twins were a boy and a girl, then that risk would be about an 18% chance of the second twin being affected. These studies basically just prove that there most definitely is a genetic type of factor when it comes to autism spectrum disorder. Because if genetics were not in play, then we would suggest honestly that it doesn't matter whether they're identical or fraternal twins, the risk would be the same because technically they both shared a womb and then I'm sure went through similar life experiences and exposures throughout their life. As you can imagine, this can be pretty hard on parents and caregivers of the twins because, you know, twins, we love to dress them alike, you know, they finish each other's sentences and whatnot. So we sometimes do look at the twins as one person or collective. But when they both have autism spectrum disorder, they're going to need different therapies. Their needs are going to be different. Their interventions are going to be different. So that is where you will have to look at each twin as a separate individual rather than that togetherness that they've always been. There's something else I want to bring to y'all's attention. So remember the statistic I gave you for fraternal twins that were male-female? I said it was around 18% that the other twin would be affected. But also remember that boys are more likely to be diagnosed than girls, and even sometimes their presentations are different. So it makes me wonder that is it because we know that girls are underrepresented as far as those that are actually getting diagnosed with autism or not? And if that barrier was taken away, then would the numbers be the exact same as if they were the same sex? I don't know. Long story short, yes, twins, whether fraternal or identical, can both have autism spectrum disorder, but it is not guaranteed. Uncle T-Dad, I hope I was able to answer your question. And now to leave you with words of wisdom. This past weekend, I had an amazing time with my family down in Oklahoma City. But one thing that stood out to me was that my Uncle Harold looked at myself and my cousins and was like, that's crazy that y'all are all adults now. Because I don't know if some of y'all know this or not, but I'm turning 30 in March. I was just 6. Make that make sense. So that's gonna be the first thing that needs to sit in your spirit and think about that, because 30 is crazy. Okay? So with all that talk, it reminded me of, when we were little, we wanted to be adults so bad. Do you know why? It's because they would say stuff, I could say that because I'm grown. I could do what I want to do because I'm grown. You can't tell me nothing because I'm grown. So as a little kid, I'm like, wow, adults get to do all these things. I want to do all those things. Can't wait till I'm an adult. And then we became an adult, and now y'all's commentary kind of switched up. It was like, nah, you wanted to be an adult. You wanted to be an adult, and now there's bills, and now there's things, and we told y'all to stay a child. Now, my issue with that is, if you would have told us the full truth, I guarantee you we would have loved to stay in a child's place. Being in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock, oh, take me back, please. Doing elementary homework, learning my letters and numbers, take me back. I guarantee you, I would have not fantasized about being an adult if you told me the full truth. And I know it's right. Let that sit in your spirit. Tell your children the truth. How about that? Now here I am. Bills, ghetto. Work is ghetto. I have to choose what I want to eat multiple times a day, rather than my parents cooking or getting us something to eat. This is ghetto. I'm gonna let that sit in your spirit. Huh, adults? Explain yourself. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for continuing to support my videos. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all the things. And of course, as always, let me know if there are any topics you would like me to cover. If there are any undergraduates that are interested in STEM careers, we will be having a panel to where not only myself, but some other persons in genetics and genomics will talk to you about how they got where you are. If you want more information about this, be sure to click the link in the chat. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe, all the things. Keep the ideas coming. I'll see y'all next week. God bless you, God keep you, and y'all have a good one, okay? Bye.